Hi, how are you? Dominic here.
Eric also here, but not there, but here.
Here but there. New album. We missed last week for different personal reasons. Eric had a missing dog. He found it.
We found
That's
it.
the only reason I'm mentioning it so lightheartedly.
Yeah. Not missing anymore.
Yeah, it'd be an awkward thing to just be thrown out there. Hey, Eric's dog's gone.
He's gone. See you later.
And then my girlfriend got hurt, so I was taking care of her last week and dealing with doctor's appointment stuff. So
Rightfully so. You know, adult things happen, and we adapted.
That's right. We'd adulted. But it was a really big week to have missed, of course, unfortunately for us.
Yeah, and I know you really wanted to cover some of that stuff. It was a
there was a lot of really good stuff.
Insane week. I thought the grappling hook thing was like a peak of insanity, and
well, little did we know it was just the prologue.
Yeah, Raw literally said, "Hey, you guys miss the Attitude Era? Oh boy, do I got a show for you."
They brought back we'll just highlight some stuff.
Yeah.
They brought back the curb stomp. The Balor Club is officially a thing.
Oh yeah.
This is from last week. There's awesome stuff this past week on the Raw 25, and we're going to get to that, but just addressing the stuff from last week that we missed between Raw and SmackDown. Balor Club's officially a thing. The curb stomp. There was something else earlier in the night with Raw. Was it with Braun? Was that the night that Braun flipped the truck?
Yeah, that was the night that Braun went absolutely
Braun flipped
insane.
the truck. He went apeshit.
Fired him.
They fired him and they rehired him in an hour.
Like I said,
you said, very attitude.
Yeah, they just went full like, oh yeah, you miss it. Well, I'll give it all to you.
And those big things, at least from start to finish, kind of are what kept the show together. Braun flipping the truck, and then Rollins, especially Rollins Balor was the main event. That's what I'm sitting here scratching my brain over. That match was great. It was almost a 20-minute match, and Rollins won with the return of the curb stomp, and it felt special. And it was really cool. And Finn sold the shit out of it.
Finn made it.
The show ended with 3 minutes of Finn standing there staring at the ground, being like, "What happened?"
And it wasn't a Jinder situation where Jinder just actually knocked Finn Balor out. It was a real good sell.
And then on the SmackDown side of things, also big news: Bobby Roode won the U.S. title tournament that wound up commencing on a night where it's being promoted as the following week would be the finals, and it was the semifinals.
Because earlier,
Eric has this deep belief that it wasn't the plan. I talked to him, unfortunately, first. Talked to him, unfortunately, at all, but no, I talked to him, unfortunately,
trust me, I know.
First, and I was like, yeah, damn, that sounds like a rush. But then when I watched the show, I kind of got more of the idea that was the plan. Yeah. And then, obviously, there are bigger reasons generally to why things are planned. And like you mentioned to me before the show when we were talking, as you saw reported by Dave Meltzer and some other people, it was probably just in relation to the Rumble card being totally stacked between 2 Rumbles and 2 world title matches that are really important.
More so, I think, because the probably not being in the commentators not being informed, but they went on going, "Oh, and this is gonna end next week."
But specifically that, I'm only cutting you off. But specifically that, Tom Phillips is not a good liar, and I felt like he was lying in the beginning of the show.
Maybe.
And again, I have a skewed
I don't have a feel
because I talked to you first.
Yeah, and I don't have like a big feeling because I don't remember specifically enough to have emotions about what he said.
It also isn't a super important thing. I just think that it's like
I was just a little confused.
Half right and wrong about it. Like there's reasons for why it happened, but it also they probably started the show that night going, "Yeah, Bobby's going to beat Jinder later tonight."
And again, normally people don't have 2 matches in a night, but apparently that's a thing.
Apparently lately they do.
We'll get to that as well. But
Bobby did have a good match with Jinder. It was one of Jinder's better matches. I feel like people are saying that more and more lately. I'm not even
which is good.
To jump out
I don't want to. I don't want to hate the guy. By any means, but he's it's just like a Roman situation. You need to find your spot and be there.
Well, putting Bobby over, I think, is a good spot.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay with Bobby. And again, we'll get it to that. Just more so this week, he looks so good.
Yeah, Bobby
with that
awesome.
With that type. You know what I mean?
Any other thing from last week? I'm just trying to think before we move on. I feel like there was something else developmental, and there was some kind of handicap match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, they're doing that thing, but I don't know. I have kind of mixed feelings about it because I love it, and right now Kevin and Sami are killing it, but I feel like they're doing that thing where they do the same match a little too much before the match.
Right,
You know
but
what I mean?
I know what you mean, but it's probably only going to make for
Yes,
something
yeah,
really
exactly.
special.
That's
at Rumble.
exactly.
I know what you mean, but hold on, just before we
Yeah.
move on to this week and that as a whole.
Well, I just make that
anything
too.
else from last week?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think.
Steph was the one that rehired Braun. Just
Yes.
throwing that out there. Very strange in my opinion. Braun was the one that was beefing with H a month ago. Thought that was really weird. Just throwing it out there. Or
Yeah,
2 months ago.
they I don't know. I don't think anything really stuck out that I feel like we need to.
Also, if anybody hears a consistent banging in the background, they're working on my apartment building. So
tell them stop. Go outside right now. Tell them.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they'll understand. There's a professional
Hey,
situation happening.
guys, sorry, I'm doing a podcast that like 2 people listen to, so you guys gotta stop.
Like 2 people make and the same 2 people listen to. But yeah, okay. Anyways, that's probably it from last week, and it was a really great week. Oh, and the club has the network thing. I think we've talked about that before. But
Yeah,
you
they
should go
had a
watch it.
little informational type background.
Yeah,
thing.
like almost like a background. Thing.
Yeah.
Owens and Zayn on the Jericho podcast. You should go listen to it. Batista on the Edge and Christian podcast. I haven't heard it yet, but Joe checked it out and told me it was good. So I really want to listen.
I feel like he could be close. I want him.
He's coming.
Yeah,
he's coming.
I'm okay with that.
I don't know at the Rumble, but he's coming back.
I don't think they'll do that because that was pretty controversial the last time.
Yeah, but he could lose, and it could be the biggest pop he ever gets.
Well, yeah, I don't mean he has to win, but I'm just saying the last time that happened,
Right.
someone decided he didn't want to be with the company anymore.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, he was the one thinking the most logically in that whacked situation.
Yeah.
Dated situation. Anyways, on to this week. If we're missing anything from last week, let us know, all one of you. This week was Raw 25, taking place at both the Barclays Center in Brooklyn and, of course, the Manhattan Center in New York City.
Yeah, very cool.
Very cool. The Empire State Building lit up red.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Awesome.
Did you? I mean, obviously, I know.
Yeah, I could see it from the train stuff.
Oh, you could
yeah,
see it, but yeah, I figured you could at least see it from the train.
Yep, been taking the bus more lately, but I can see it from the train. I did see it that night.
Yeah, that's cool.
'Twas cool. Let's see, what was... It opened at the Manhattan Center, I think.
Well, yeah, they kind of did like a
King.
pre-thing, and it was very, the setup was very cool, looked very cool.
Waller was in the classic King attire.
Yeah, my roommate's girlfriend actually said it was there, and she was like, "Does he not wear a shirt?" I'm like, "The man doesn't need no shirt.
He does not. That's not something he does.
That's a blazer over no shirt."
Also, you don't want to see the shirt.
Yeah,
his choice shirt. His
but
affliction choice shirt.
It automatically made me miss them immensely. Within minutes of them commentating, I was just like, "Man, I miss these guys."
They also had the Raw siren going.
I was super pumped on that most people really didn't pay attention much to, but they had that siren blaring for way too long.
They go to the Barclays Center. Oh, did you notice that the announcers were at ringside?
Yeah, maybe they. I don't know if they did it.
I'm sure it was just for the anniversary show. I just thought that was interesting. So then Shane and Steph are in the ring. Really good, corny stuff, but it's good. Obviously just welcome Raw 25, all this great stuff.
Steph's good at that stuff. She's real good.
Shane's
at
good
that
at that stuff.
Yeah, he is too.
With pumping up the town. I'm not correcting you. I'm just saying I agree. And
just it'll go to show.
He still has that magic in saying the town name, and people are like, yeah.
Yeah, it goes to show where it came from in like 15 minutes. But they're both so good at doing what they do. Their individual characters and how they are on the mic. It shone through.
And this wasn't too long, like it kind of normally is when Steph opens the show. So, they're thanking everybody, wrestlers, cameramen, production crew, thanking the fans, and then they introduce Vince. Of course, he does his walk. The crowd is actually singing.
Yeah.
No Chance in Hell.
Yeah. I mean,
so I was like, all right.
Nowadays you don't get that much chance to see them. But there was something I noticed. I guess it's just now I'm noticing. I love how the new setup, how they comes out directly to the crowd, and then you turn and go down. You know what I mean? Like the angle that they come out of is a little more direct.
For Raw specifically.
Yeah. Like I just noticed.
It
was very cool.
I do like that. I actually like SmackDown's more though.
I do like SmackDown's more because I've always liked. Let's be real.
Yeah, just more old.
SmackDown always had the better.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean, and it's way better now than it was.
Because I feel like they come out, they present, and then they walk down ramp. It just feels a little more like here I am instead of
They come
I'm
out,
coming
they
down.
pay tribute.
We can't do
No, I
that
know.
this week.
So,
But we
okay.
will. We're going to keep doing it.
Vince comes out. He's fucking obviously he
He's
shot himself with
Vince.
some adrenaline or some
he's
shit.
Vince,
He's
man.
fucking alive, and thank you, Vince Chance, and all that. He tells him stop. And,
I do like. Did have a feeling like I really don't think Vince likes the crowd interaction thing as much as
no, yeah.
I don't think he likes
doesn't like
that
it when
new
it's
age-
misdirected, and
I just
there's some kind of comment made about
Yeah.
smelling the roses tonight. He's gonna do that. He doesn't like it
Yeah.
normally, but tonight he's doing it.
He is smelling.
So
he is smelling. Well, it was a good little like I'm not normally one of those people to boast.
no,
thing,
I know.
but
I just couldn't really remember exactly what.
Yeah,
So
basically
anyways,
he's not one to boast, but he's gonna take the
But
night to
but he
enjoy
is,
himself.
and now he's gonna some more anyway.
Oh,
so
he will.
Vince gets ready to leave. Steph and Shane present him with this plaque that they say they started a GoFundMe account to present him with, which I thought that in itself could have been the punchline to the joke. because
Seriously.
the McMahon family doesn't need a GoFundMe.
Yeah, the
for
three
anything.
people in that ring need a
Oh, God.
GoFundMe.
And that clearly is like part of the joke,
Yeah.
but I just thought that part could have been the joke and it would have been fine. But anyways, Vince says he thinks it's cheap. Then again, so is Brooklyn.
My man Vince. Just
And he says, he says plaque. Plaque is what each of the people have on their teeth and what it's clogging up their arteries from sucking down. I think he said Nathan's hot dogs.
yeah, he said Nathan's hot dogs. He says it's from eating all your Nathan's hot
Fucking
dogs.
guy.
Like this guy, like I said it while I was watching it, and watching it with people that really weren't too terribly around as much watching as I was then. But he's still
the best.
Vince
Vince McMahon is the best television character of all time.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted that. They said Vince McMahon's on TV for 10 minutes and he's here to remind you he's still the best television character.
You
of all
could
time.
be
So-
like right now, like you got the likes of Kevin Owens, Sammy, these guys that are just real on right now, and Vince can come out for 10 minutes and just destroy them
yeah,
with how
he's,
good he is.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think one of the things about it is he doesn't have to worry about getting yelled at. If he
Yeah,
says
it's true.
something
He
wrong.
can do whatever the fuck
But
he
anyways,
wants.
moving on, he thanks nobody but himself. Says nobody helped him with the success of Raw, and of course,
My
then
man.
the glass shatters. Austin comes down. Worth noting now, and we're not going to get to the spoiler of what I'm going to say in a minute or so, but worth noting now. Austin does not speak a word.
Yep.
So
And I think that's what had me going even more the whole time.
yes, it was great. So he comes out, four corners, all that. Vince and Austin are doing a stare down. Vince says Austin looks great. He does. For the record, his
I
arms
will
look
say,
huge.
yeah, he did look. I don't know what he's doing right now because I, don't fully keep up with all the crazy stuff that he does with all the
with
shows and the Skull Ranch,
or
all
whatever
that
he's doing
stuff
down
that he
there.
does, but he looked
Yeah,
good.
I don't know, but I know what you mean. Like, yeah, who knows what's going on down there? But anyways, Austin staring at Vince. Vince gives him this spiel about how he's a senior citizen now. However, Shane is in his prime, and Shane is like, "God damn it! Like, why? Like, no, I don't think so." And then Austin raises Shane's arm, and he even turns him to each part of the crowd, which I thought was pretty classic and funny. Raises his arm again, back at the regular camera or the pan camera, whatever, and then hits Shane with the stunner. Vince gets beers, says he had it coming.
Such a Vince move.
He even pours his beer on Shane as they stand over
Like
him.
literally douses
Pours
the
his
man.
beer all over Shane. Really funny. Worst dad.
Oh, seriously.
But people start chanting one more time, and Vince is like, "This is why he's the best." I don't think Shane can take one more. He's so stupid. So they got the beers and they toast. They slowly go to drink and then they actually hug. It's actually kind of awkward for a second.
Yeah,
'cause,
it's a
like,
little
they
weird.
hug, raise his arm, toast again and hug again, and then Vince goes to leave, but then the music stops for Austin, and Vince looks worried and luckily the
He
crowd
knows
is
what's
just so into
happening.
these two guys that the up and down of this brief couple seconds didn't hurt the segment. Austin just basically hits him with a gotcha, and he goes to toast him again, and then he flips him off, which they censor, and it's still good.
Yep, still good.
And he gives Vince the stunner. and it's still the worst sell in the world, as tweeted by Rusev and believed by all.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, to finish this wonderful segment off, Austin asks for 3 beers, puts the third one down on the ground right in front of Shane McMahon.
Allows him to get up.
Does the 4 corners, and as he's getting up, he picks up the beer, asking him, like, please no more. Austin says, of course not, heavily toasts him, slams his can into his. As Shane goes to drink his beer, he stunners him and gives him the fucking beer spit. So
I knew it was coming. I just didn't know how it was coming.
Yeah, me too, but it was that specific way of doing it.
And this, that's my first thought. Hey, I just got stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to get up and grab this beer.
Yeah, man. That was good, though.
Just good quality, like, feel for the old times without being cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just Austin as a whole. A lot of big stuff going on in this card. Rather than just list it, I guess we'll just get to it. The next thing that happened was the women's tag match.
Yep.
I actually FaceTimed Eric on my break at work.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did watch that together.
Yeah, I caught this match, and I caught a little bit of Undertaker's promo. But anyways, this match was Alicia Fox, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and Nia Jax. No Paige. Still no Paige.
Yep.
She's at ringside, but still no
I
Paige.
was actually thinking while this was happening, I mean, if worse comes to worse, she could manage.
She's just a manager.
She could do it.
Yeah, she could.
It's not. I mean, obviously, it's not the best
I feel like it'd
situation.
just be a reminder of, like, man. She says this year's going to be her year, though. I don't think she.
Yeah, they could be just kind
She's
of
probably gonna
over
be okay.
dramatizing, the situation.
But anyways, it's Fox, Deville, Rose, and Jax versus Sasha Banks, Bayley, Mickie James, and Asuka. Nothing big for this match. There's a lot of people in the ring.
Nothing stuck out for me really. It just kind of
trying
quick.
to escalate Asuka's dominance and Paige. Like, I don't want to say starting to cement her as a manager, but just looking over Deville and Rose, and then the continued tension between Jax and Asuka. Yeah, but all in all, it was, I guess, maybe more to not preview, but build to the Rumble. I don't really know. Like I said, I watched
think that's what it was,
so
just because of what happened on SmackDown that we'll get to, obviously. But it felt like the same type of situation where I think they put them all out there for it to build.
Oh yeah,
to the Rumble.
right, because that's what it was at the end. I remember now. At the end of the match, Asuka did the whole spot where she threw everyone over the top rope.
Yeah, and
like super kicked someone over. Yeah.
So it's just a really good build to the Women's Rumble.
And you got to have 7 other people out there for that to matter, so
Absolutely.
that's what it was. And yeah, good stuff. Love Asuka. Good match too. There was
a lot of.
If there was a bigger reason, but I don't think there was.
Yeah, there was it was really quick though. It's kind of hard to pick out stuff because it was very fast. Next thing you know, what I mean, because obviously you were on your break at work and it was over and done within that. So.
Yeah, because we even actually got this segment before the Undertaker segment. I forgot about this one. Angle's backstage. Saying it's a celebration. It's a celebration, bitches. No, he says it's a celebration. And Kurt Angle said that. And Bronzy announces that Lesnar, Strowman, Kane are all there. They're going to be in the ring at the same time. Coach comes in. I popped. I was so happy to see Coach.
Love seeing
he's
Coach.
Not even on SportsCenter anymore.
Yeah, he's just a guy
happy
now.
To see my man on the TV. Comes into the shot. He says Angle's doing a great job. Awesome to see everyone he hasn't seen. Who else comes in? Brooklyn Brawler came in with Harvey Whippleman. Then fucking Teddy Long jumps in, and I said to you while we were watching a FaceTime together, how am I supposed to care about Teddy? Like, I feel like Teddy Long shows up on TV every 4 or 5 fucking months.
Yeah, and then you're just like, okay,
and
Teddy.
I'm sure some asshole, or maybe even me after this episode, is going to go look up when the last time, and I bet it was longer than that, but it just feels like he's
when they were
TV.
When they were doing the general manager thing, when they were trying to find a general manager, I believe
there was that,
around.
and then there was something else too with like on SmackDown, like not even a couple months ago, where he like I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, who cares?
I don't want to talk.
No
about
one.
So he comes in, and Brother Love comes in. That's great.
Yeah,
fucking
very cool.
Love Bruce Pritchard's podcast, Something to Wrestle With. Fucking awesome. Got to listen to it. Knew he was going to be at Raw 25 because he did a live podcast at Barclays in Brooklyn.
That's cool.
But I don't know. I'm just happy to have seen him in character and in the get up and all that. He looked awesome. Of course, he's told everybody he loves him. And of course, the knock at the door and motherfucking Boogeyman.
This is the guy. They go, you know what? We're sending him in last. He's gonna clean up. He's the cleanup hitter. He's hitting at number 4.
I don't even. I feel like he's like the sixth guy to walk in.
Yeah,
maybe
but you
you're
know
right.
what
No,
I- you know
he
what
might
I
be
mean.
like the fourth entrance.
It wasn't literal. It was a baseball thing.
I know, but I think you're right. So he comes in laughing, chuckling his little painted head off, and he's got.
I'll give you this: the man looked good. I don't know what he's
he
doing.
looks great.
Yeah.
I think he does indie stuff. Too.
Oh yeah. I
Not
don't
like,
pay attention. Yeah, and he's
but
obviously.
I think like he does appearances, and anyways, he comes in. He's got the worms. He takes them out of his mouth, puts them in Coach's hand, and then he leaves.
Believe it. Believe that.
I think that's a good use of television
Yeah.
time.
Seriously.
So, at least for
For Raw 25, I'm going.
25
Yeah,
year
this is what I
anniversary
expected.
So that was good. I just read online in like looking up comments
Just
about
right
the show
now.
and stuff. Why didn't they have Ron Simmons in the segment with a dam right after that?
Just because of their extended stuff later, I suppose.
What do you mean? He was in there later?
Yeah, they probably cut all
Yeah, I
that
saw
out.
the Hulu one. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they had all kinds of stuff throughout the they would like go to and from them hanging out and backstage and stuff like that. There was a couple different
and they
situations.
showed Ron Simmons?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, then that's why. I just read that now because I thought that was the biggest reunion segment of the show. Trust me, I know there was more. I saw AJ
Yeah.
with Gene and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
There was
I didn't
little
catch
clips
that
here
one
and
on-
there.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't include that on Hulu. That's definitely a huge expected highlight.
And it wasn't like there was that
Something
many like matches to, you know what I mean? Like this, it was all real spots and interviews and stuff like that. It wasn't.
Well, that makes sense. Anyways, why? I didn't personally think it was missing there. Like I said, I just came across that comment, thought it was a good idea. But if he was later on the show, that makes sense. Taker's coming back next. That's the promotion. He's going to the Manhattan Center for such, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
This is the first you've seen him since Mania when the large dog ate him up,
Oh, put him,
slopped him up.
slopped him. It was
I think there was a comment about puppies in there.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when they went to the Manhattan Center for Taker, Lawler says he can't wait for the puppies, and JR told him to stop. And then Lawler says happy hour to JR's nap time.
Wow,
Anyways.
I did not pay attention that hard, but
I guess just going for the retro feel.
Yeah.
They go through Undertaker's career, video package thing. Bell tolls, whom the bell tolls. And,
that's not what you want to happen.
no.
Before
Oh yeah,
Under-
it's true. We get they're big on that too, huh?
Yeah.
They sue people. They're gonna find us.
Yeah. Well, you better watch
Anyways, the
out.
bell tolls. Manhattan
Napster,
Center.
help us.
The people are excited.
Yes.
Howard Finkel announces the Undertaker. Holy shit chant
Yeah.
is in the building, and that was cool. I'm just gonna skip over this because, to be honest, it wasn't a super memorable promo.
I don't know
Taker
what
grew his hair out.
Yeah, that's I was pumped on that.
Yeah, I think most people were. He just talked about how he's been killing people for a long time. He's enjoyed that.
I really don't
He's
know
had a good,
what was
he's had a good
going
time
on.
doing that. And now he said they're gonna truly rest in peace. Did some name drops between Austin, Foley, his brother Kane. They all tried. They all failed. The exact quote actually I have right here: "On this sacred ground, I declare for all those who have fallen, it is truly time you." And then people start chanting one more match and fuck up the whole
Yep.
punchline of
That's
this. But
my-
he's still got the power
Yeah.
that by the in rest in peace, they stop chanting, and yeah, he says rest in peace, and he doesn't address anything. And
Yeah, I don't know. That's really starting to ruin a lot of my watching lately.
it was cryptic, dude. It was done on purpose. You know, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be what's up there. At least that's what I took away from it. Anyways, Intercontinental title is next. I see. I'm reading the full review now.
Yeah.
This is the segment you're talking about. Yeah, this was not
Yeah.
the Hulu one. That's too bad. This looks.
There was
great.
like multiple times.
Old APA
Yeah.
office is set up.
Yeah,
man.
they have that whole thing. Like they played poker with absolutely everybody at some point.
Yeah,
throughout
go ahead.
The night.
You walk me through. You saw it. I got it in front of me, but you just walk me through it.
Well, I guess that's just because I didn't put down every single segment because I'm an idiot and
Well, who was in it? Who was there with them?
Well, I feel like it went back and forth a couple times. I think the first time it was just them and Heath Slater and Rhino.
Yeah, it was Heath Slater. Okay, I got it. Sorry,
Yeah.
I wanted to give
Because
you a second,
they
but I
go
didn't realize
back
it
and
happened.
forth, like they leave and then they come back and then there's more people at the table and then they leave and they come back and there's more people at the table.
It says here that JBL puts down has a full house against Slater and Rhino, takes his money. Slater says he's got kids,
Yeah.
and JBL says their daddy is broke.
Yeah.
And that's a good JBL line. I like that.
Yeah.
And then someone comes in and throws down a wad of cash, and it's the $1 Million Man,
Oh, yes.
DiBiase, and he asks what their price is and laughs, and that's a huge pop apparently.
Yeah.
Damn, why wouldn't they include that? I want to see that so bad now.
Yeah. Just because it keeps growing. That's what made it even better. It's just like, oh man, this really, again, another situation where they pulled out the old school and didn't feel cheesy and stupid about it. It just felt like another segment.
I just love Ted DiBiase,
Oh, yeah.
and I love APA.
Yep.
And I mean, honestly, I pretty much love Heath Slater and Rhino. So everything about this segment would have
Yeah,
been
you got your
A-okay for me.
your Attitude Era funny guys. You have your New Era funny guys. Obviously, APA was more than funny guys, but you know what I mean. They were very segment
Just
based.
everybody making funny.
Oh,
being
funny! It's funny.
Happy
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. Too bad I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
it's
YouTube it or
unfortunate.
something. Then we go to, and this I did see, the great GMs of Raw. Laurinaitis gets booed. Regal comes out and gets some NXT chants. And then Bryant comes out, which I thought was interesting because he's never been the GM of Raw.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that segment, to be completely honest.
It was just to
I think
segue
it's
into the
to-
Intercontinental
yeah.
title match between The Miz and Reigns, where
A good stare
Miz
down.
comes out and he mocks Bryant. I feel like often when I listen back on these, just quick stopping myself to say this, it sounds like I'm saying Bryant.
Yes.
I don't know why.
It's
just the way I say his name, but I'm well aware his name is Daniel Bryan. It's just
Yeah.
like the way my tongue moves when I say that word
Yo,
in
see.
succession with other words. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, Bryan is not entertained by The Miz.
I love their constant, like, you think, like, oh man, this is going to be the guy, if something were to happen, this is the guy he gets type thing.
I guess that's what it is. I don't know that I love it, but
No,
guess that is what it is.
I would definitely enjoy seeing Daniel Bryan beat the piss out of The Miz.
Yeah, I'd like to
One
see
good
him
more
teach him how to
time.
do those kicks the right way.
Yep.
But that does give us Large Dog and Miz. Thunderous boos for the Large Dog. I mean, it's New York City.
That's what I was telling Sean at the time. I was like, man, you don't come to New York and not get the real thing.
Yeah, we don't like him. But I believe on my Hulu version, I didn't get Roman Reigns' entrance.
Real, I know that. I will say
Just
this:
in general,
even on
man,
the live,
he was not heavily promoted on the show.
no, and on the
with
live
everything-
version for both Raw and SmackDown, a lot of people kind of got cut on entrance wise. I don't know what's going on.
that's basically what I'm trying. That's basically what I'm trying to assume it was
Yeah.
just the anniversary-ness to it.
Yeah,
But at the same time, with all these steroid allegations and all that,
you never know,
I am
man.
slightly wondering if they're having some kind of skepticism with Roman Reigns. That would be great. Probably not.
I would love
Anyways.
it. I'd absolutely love it. But
Not going to report on the steroid allegations, by the way, because we don't really know what we're talking about there, and
yeah, there's too much.
could totally
flying
just
around.
be bullshit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll just wait till that surfaces to be more. Same thing with obviously another particular superstar
Yeah.
and a much more severe case that we really do need to be waiting on. He's released, but we do need to be waiting on to report on the official
there's a lot more
crime
going
or
on with
supposed
that.
crimes, just
Yeah.
because we don't know right now. But that's just in relation to Raw and especially New York City. I heard there were plans for him to. That superstar we're talking about obviously is Enzo Amore, and as of Tuesday they fired him. Wondering what's going on there.
Yeah.
Big dramatic week in that way. There was some that was some of the other stuff from last week. It was the Reigns steroid stuff,
Yep.
the Enzo huge rape accusation, and I feel like there was
There's other stuff. But
something else, maybe even in a legal sense. I can't remember what it was, but anyways, I don't mean to darkly derail. I just wanted to touch on it because it's definitely important enough to kind of have to be talked about.
And ultimately, it's really crushing 205 right now because, man, they just can't get a fucking break.
Yeah, and obviously the bigger picture being, and I'm not saying this like you don't know, but I'm just saying it to say for the sake that we're talking about it publicly and we should say it. Really well handled, no matter what it does to the division. Well handled by WWE.
Absolutely.
You don't even wait on that kind
Nope.
of stuff.
And that's what I was telling people who were talking about it, around me. I was like, look, man, WWE doesn't play. They don't have to play, and they shouldn't play.
There's no reason. Yeah. So, anyways, moving back to this match, Roman Reigns, I just felt was less in my face, and then he went on to lose this match and lose his championship. So,
which made me because I wasn't that interested. It wasn't bad by any means. I will say it was a pretty decent match.
Yeah, I think they had a good match.
It wasn't bad, but I think the only reason I did thoroughly enjoy it more was the outcome.
And the finish was good.
That part I did. That was a very good. Like I was telling you when you text me about it, it was just a good Miz type win, and it explains. It just makes it happen properly. Like that's how Miz beats Roman.
Yeah, and there was some cool, just little stuff here and there in the match. Reigns threw Miz down in the beginning. I just thought that was good on the part of Miz. Let's see what else happened. He went for a drive-by, and Bo Dallas got in the way.
I believe he hit like a double Superman punch on both of them on the apron.
He grew a third one and punched them all at the same time.
Oh no, not all of them, but just Bo and Axel. No, right, I believe he hits both of them, and it was like, it's clever, I suppose.
And then Miz sent him into the steps. Went to commercial. Yeah, there really wasn't a.
That too. Now we were talking about it. The entrances and the commercial breaks are just the worst fucking time thing lately on both shows.
Well, yeah, they've talked about it on Wrestling Observer before. It's like you watch. There's like a 13-minute match on TV, and that's a longer match, right? And you watch like 9 minutes of television time of headlocks, and then during the commercial, somebody has a comeback, and then there's 4 minutes of wrestling otherwise, so you actually get to enjoy.
And most of the time, the commercial always misses like very pinnacle moments, like
that's
turning
what I'm saying.
moments.
You get to watch the rest holds during TV time, and then the spots that build for the story's sake happen in the commercial.
I think SmackDown had a few, and it really actually pissed me off. Where I was like, I'm actually angry about this.
Yeah, and there's certain people that it happens to more than not. Like Cesaro gets fucked in that way all the time.
It doesn't make sense.
Chad Gable, that happens to all the time. But anyways, this match had that for sure. And sometimes it's good too because it's supposed to be like the heel's going to need to get over for a minute, so we don't need to put that on TV if people are more likely to not be into it. Like I get it, but I don't know. You got to know when, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
He does his little sit out power bomb thing. How about that?
How about that?
I hate it.
Yep.
Cannot stand that move.
Terrible.
Did he didn't hit a spear in this match, right?
I think he did.
Did?
But I don't want to say 100% and sound like a fucking idiot.
I don't think so.
But he might not have. You're a little more attentive than I am,
like,
so you're probably right.
I feel like that's a thing that they on like protecting that move and protecting Reigns. If he hits that move, the match is over. You know. I don't. Lots of Superman punches for sure, but
there's definitely a lot of punches. But
Miss Siraj, come on, baby, that's my dog. Shout out my dog.
Shout out, little man.
Miz Siraj gets ejected,
which was cool. I did like that little touch because shortly after it wraps up and just kind of it flowed good.
Right. That's actually when the double Superman punch.
Yeah,
came.
right before, right when they get right when they get kicked out, I think.
And then that's when Miz hits the first skull crushing finale. Excuse me. Really good near fall. Actually, really good, great kick out by Reigns.
Yeah, I actually almost thought he was going to get it there.
Kurt Angle-esque kick out. Just throw the arm up, look like you're about to die for real. Thought that was cool. Gets up, goes for another skull crushing finale. Reigns gets out, and then Miz is leaning on the corner, sidesteps Reigns running in, and Reigns face first hits the exposed second buckle. Right after backing up from that, Miz hits a second skull crushing finale for the win. How did that buckle get
they showed it in the replay a little bit. Like before that, a couple of minutes before, he actually takes it off. It's actually
right. I remember them saying they missed it.
Yeah,
and all that.
I think it was one of those situations where they used to do this a lot back in the day, where they set something up, but they really don't point it out because they don't.
I don't
want
know.
You to
I think they
notice
might have just missed it with the camera. And
maybe
since commentary's told to watch the cameras.
Well, the way it worked, it actually was a better surprise.
Oh yeah, no, it was great. Either way, I agree with you there.
It could be a good mess up.
So they talk about that post-match, and Miz is champion. Looks really strong, walking out. Miz Raj is back on the ramp with him, walking out with him. Really cool. That's right. They showed the replay after the match.
Yeah.
They're
like, oh, they removed the buckle. And I was like, oh, I didn't even notice that. But with the Miz Taraj getting thrown out and stuff like that, I think I felt like you were supposed to miss it, but who knows? I could be fucking wrong.
Right. Oh man, more. Well, there's obviously I saw more montage stuff, but I didn't see more of this APA office shit.
Yeah,
I'm so
they
mad.
really cut that out, and I'm bummed for you because that was one of my
Especially
higher
because I'm
moments.
seeing it now like in its order. This is
Yeah.
fucking like classic stuff. Anyways, back APA office. Jeff Hardy and MVP and the Usos are there.
Yep.
What did Jeff Hardy? How do you look? You have a sling on or something?
No, he looked like Jeff Hardy hanging
man, I
out.
hope he comes
He
back
didn't have much to say. He wasn't very involved, but he was just there.
That's good.
More so everyone else. Everyone else was a lot more involved.
MVP wins the poker game.
Yes.
Then the Peep Show with Rollins and Jordan. I don't think this was on the Hulu version either.
And honestly, it sucks because I felt like Christian really got the shit in his stick on this.
But you know why? You say there's a good reason that it wasn't on the Hulu version?
Yeah, no, Christian, it might as well not even been the Peep Show. He basically brings out Rollins and Jordan, and then that's really just that. They bring them out, and the next thing you know, Bar comes out. And, Jordan starts attacking the Bar, and if you notice, I don't know if you're savvy to what's going on, but I guess he's kind of hurt. And they're
Who?
Jordan.
His knee?
Yeah, I think they're keeping him off of live shows. They haven't been letting him wrestle. Also, why I think Seth was that main event.
I see.
And because more so when he goes to attack the Bar, they immediately kind of like switch everything up, and it basically ends up being Rollins in the Bar, and then Rollins ends up accidentally kneeing Jason Jordan.
Oh.
So he has interaction, but you
about
can
it.
tell he wasn't supposed to be involved too terribly much. But like I said,
Christian literally just does like the intro.
yeah, he goes, hey, you're watching, the Peep Show, and there's a lot of peeps
I guess
out
there's
here
only
in Brooklyn.
so much time though, and you do have to push the stories
True,
along for
but
next week.
let's be real. I'd much rather listen to Christian talk for 10 minutes than see a Bar Jordan.
Well, go listen to the podcast.
I
then,
do, buddy.
Brother. I'm just saying. I think that's going to be their production standpoint on it.
Yeah, that's true.
If somebody wants to go listen to this guy talk, they can.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Need to
just
do that
exciting
show.
when you get to see these people back.
Yeah. I wish I could have seen it, so I'm
Yeah.
with you there. I
just felt like for everyone's segment that they got and everyone that was involved.
It could also, for the record, could have been, and I might have just been like feeding my dog trying to listen because I remember Rollins and Jordan stuff, but I just don't remember seeing Christian, and I feel like I would have.
Like I said, they really did not make it a deal to that he was there, which I don't know. I just felt that was a little. I love Christian. That's just me as a Christian fan, I suppose.
Yeah, Christian's great. Lex is backstage. Charlie Caruso. Questioning she's going to be champion around Mania still. Of course, she's a goddess, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Charlotte comes up, says basically she doesn't have the same pedigree, which I loved.
Oh, yeah.
To be the woman, you got to beat the woman. And then one of the highest highs and lowest lows all at the same time of the show.
Yep.
Rick came out. Well, no, that part was just nothing but great.
Yeah.
And he's promoing at Alexa, normal Ric Flair stuff. But when they woo together, the mic, I guess, the hang mic or whatever, I forget what that's called right now, the boom mic, right?
Yeah, I think it's boom.
The hold on stick.
Yeah.
Whatever that mic's called, I don't know why my memory's failing me right now. But it just they started peaking.
Yeah.
Or it just muffled up, and it sounded like a monster.
Yeah.
Saying woo. It did not look like. It sounded like somebody did one of those weird YouTube voiceover. Woo. It was very, very funny.
Very weird situation, but it is funny.
And her woo when she walked up was good. It was really good.
Yeah, it actually
was so off.
Yeah.
It was so off in the distance that I actually turned around in my house.
I
thought
was like,
somebody
someone
out
here?
on the street did it.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was funny, and anyways, clearly just getting Rick out there and the two women's champions together. Which
And
I like. Cool.
I like their interaction too. There's something about them
yeah.
that they have really good chemistry with just the way they talk to each other.
Definitely, they just probably should not wrestle again.
Yeah. And I will point this: I feel like they had Charlotte in the highest shoes they could possibly find in her. Because she is very tall. But I've watched them wrestle. Yeah, I've watched them wrestle before, and it didn't feel that insanely different.
Maybe in that match, Alexa was in lifts.
Yeah, or something, because
I would assume
the difference between their height was just
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
More of this APA shit. Oh my God, I'm so annoyed right now.
You missed.
None of this is in the Hulu version, dude. This is crazy. Video package for Edge. Titus Worldwide and Natalia playing the APA card game now. Natalia beats Heath Slater, keeps losing. Dana Brooke says she's crunched numbers, and it's determined that Slater's lost a lot of money.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's pretty funny.
It was a good interaction, like with adding them in, because you know what I mean. They're just trying to get everyone in on the funny, and I thought it just kept getting better.
Right. Excuse me. Right. Back at the Manhattan Center, Bray Wyatt makes his entrance, and Woken Matt Hardy makes his entrance, and this is the second segment in nearly 2 hours at the Manhattan Center.
Yeah.
I don't think this is on the Hulu version either, man. I don't
The
see this match.
Matt Hardy Bray.
Yep.
Well, I will say it wasn't that long. I'll say it about almost every match. Even the longest, more detailed match was the Miz and Roman match, which understandably, because it was the only match on the card that really meant much.
Yeah, and they had a good match.
Yeah, but the Matt Hardy Bray match really wasn't much to it. It felt really, really quick. Nothing crazy really happened. Bray had a really cool like shoulder block thing that he did. But he kind of like just flew off to the side.
Like the flying body block.
Yeah,
thing.
and his positioning was just really odd, so it looked cool.
I think I saw that on Twitter, and that was the first way I knew.
Yeah, and the next thing I know, Bray's hitting Sister Abigail, and it's over. There really wasn't like a lot of juice to it.
Hardy was bleeding from his mouth.
Yeah, he must have busted his something, because with his extremely white.
Well, good.
veneers,
Bray Wyatt needs to win, so.
You saw a little bit of blood, but yeah, it was cool. But I was more so just kind of stuck in like, oh, this is the first thing that's happened at the first match at the Manhattan Center, and I was kind of getting real confused with what's going on.
The Undertaker promo definitely makes it kind of weird.
Yep.
Although again, as I told you when you were saying this the night of, I would have just been thrilled to have seen that.
Absolutely,
setup.
like because I know there's a big thing out now with people being very, very unhappy with what happened in the show, and I definitely agree with almost all of those people, but also it's a situation where you're paying to be a part of something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you expected otherwise. That's really my first comment. But anyways, we just to get through this Raw.
Yep.
They do the same thing they did with the Raw GMs, but now it's the greatest female superstars. They pretty much go with the more recent past at first between the Bellas, a very pregnant Maurice, Kelly, Lillian Garcia, and then they start, and Michelle McCool, but then they start moving to the older superstars like Maria Kanellis, who's also pregnant. Jacqueline was out there, Tori Wilson, Terry Runnels, and then of course Trish Stratus, who looked great. They all looked great, but it was good. Nice.
Some of them, like me and Sean were pointing this out, dude. Some of them actually look better and younger than when they wrestled. It was actually really cool. Actually. I was like, oh man, these people like
probably just take better care of themselves.
Yeah, and most of them I know like Trish, and like they're all like, I don't know, it's like yoga or fitness people now. You know,
yeah, I mean she was before WWE.
Yeah, but now like that's like.
But
what
yeah, no,
they do,
I know what you
so
mean. That's like what a lot of them.
And I think like Tori, like I was like, oh my god, like these people.
Yeah, that's what they said. She was like a fitness. Something.
Yeah, so it's whatever they're doing, they are doing it right because man, in
backstage
shape.
with Elias and Chris Jericho, huge reaction from Chris Jericho.
They lost
wearing the Alpha Club shirt.
I noticed that. I was very pumped on that.
Oh, he's the man, dude.
This is the only like there was that one point when Cody went over where everyone was pointing out like, oh, he was on, he had all the main shows. Was it Cody? Yeah, I think it was Cody. When Cody left and he was like on WrestleMania.
Yeah, you're talking about how he did WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I feel like Jericho's getting a similar situation now where I'm gonna go do everything huge.
Yeah, but I think it's bigger because.
Oh yeah, no,
it's Chris Jericho.
It definitely is. I'm just saying in the vein. It feels like that where he's
getting
to do the best of everything right now, which is so
very
cool.
lucky.
And there's no one I'd rather watch do it, to be honest.
Jericho makes fun of Elias's scarf, which is funny. He asks if he says he wrote a song about Elias and asks if he can use his guitar. And when Elias says no, he just pulls one of his own into frame. He sings very poorly. He doesn't want to walk with Elias. And he says, why? I'll give you the gist. He's a stupid idiot. And Elias just. And Jericho holds up the list of Jericho. And he says he's like, I got you. You thought you were gonna make the list, right? And then he even went on to do the I'm just kidding. No, I'm not, because you just dude, it was great.
Yeah. I will say it was like, as much as I love him, it was a little odd seeing him transfer from the New Japan, like, extremely non-PG. No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just, it was.
But it wasn't.
Just,
no,
it was. It was a little it's different. You just can't say that it's not different.
There's nothing odd about it. It would be so odd to see Alpha Chris Jericho at Raw 25.
Oh no, I'm not saying
odd.
that would be good by any means. I'm just saying it's I didn't expect to see it so close together.
Yeah, I don't know. It was promoted though that he was going to be there, and
was it?
Also,
I don't remember
maybe
him being promoted,
it was.
to be honest.
And also, did you not? You still haven't listened to the Jericho Kenny podcast?
No, haven't. I need to.
Okay, well then that's
I'm
more. That's at least gives you.
now.
It's more of a reason to feel that way. But if you would have listened to that, you'd feel less. Like, just because he's very clear about the fact that the Alpha thing, it's not even a different personality. It's just what was necessary for that match.
Yeah, it's for that situation.
Yeah, and then the match happened, and that's it. Like,
I'm not trying to criticize it or anything. I'm saying it was just, it's different.
I think if anything, it's how do I put this? I think it's cooler more than it is different. It'd be like it just shows
how good he fucking is.
Yeah, that's really all.
Like, it just shows how over the top he
he's
is.
The best.
Yeah.
He can do either. And also, there's a gray area between it all because they're not really different characters as much as they are just different parts of his character.
Yeah, exactly. It's just an extension, different, to the
that
whole.
Was great though.
That whole segment.
And him fucking around with Elias is just good in general.
Especially because it didn't really amount to, anything. It wasn't supposed to, it was just Jericho being, Jericho and kind of picking at Elias just because it was.
Right.
Because they, walk past each other backstage. I thought it was super cool.
And then they show the Empire State Building, and then Elias is in the middle of the ring, plays his little riff.
A little riff.
Let's see what happens. He's keeping the Walk with Elias WWE thing going. I really like that.
Yep. He makes a point to, even if he does a long segment, he'll bring it back to that.
Right. Tells people to shut off their phones. I don't know if he normally says that, but I just noticed that this time. Or silence their phones or something. Stupid idiot chants. Oh, then he points out, that's the whole thing I was trying to remember. He points out Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Who they'd already shown.
Like, that's how it's done or something like that when he goes to do his song.
Yeah, he says he's going to show him how it's done.
I think that would have been more effective if it was like a musician he had pointed out, but it's Jimmy Fallon. So, but it's still funny.
But and Fallon can sing and play. So
absolutely, yeah. And I guess with the karaoke thing that they do, I suppose
exactly.
It comes together better.
So he sang a little blues riff, made fun of HBK, Undertaker, Chris Jericho, The Rock. Said, forgive him if he's forgetting any names. And then I think he caps it off by saying Cena is like Brooklyn because he has no balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprised about that
one. Yeah.
Cena's music hits. Pretty big pop.
Yeah.
I thought the crowd was into him, dude. They're pretty happy.
I felt like it was definitely like a little bit of a teeter totter. I guess more so with what he's saying because he does play on like.
It gets good.
You know what I mean?
There's a really good part on the part of Cena where let's see. What did he say? He said something about, but he addressed the balls thing.
Yeah. I don't have exact word
both
for
he
word.
and Brooklyn have balls because they're in the crowd right now. I don't really know what he meant by that.
There was a beach ball going on.
Oh, right.
And then security took it, and then everyone lost their mind and started booing and.
That's where the asshole chant fired up.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So he says that they got to keep it PG, but no. This review is missing. What did he say, dude? What did he say? He was
I can't.
Oh man, it was so good. It was so funny,
Yeah,
man. It was so
I
funny.
can't off the top of my head. It's not. It's there, but it's not
He
there.
said something that sounds like asshole, but it wasn't asshole, obviously.
Big Apple.
And
He goes in the Big Apple.
he's like, that's right. It is the Big Apple.
Yeah.
He says, sorry guys, got to keep it PG. I like that, man.
Yeah,
that was so
that's what
funny.
I said. He plays on that, and sometimes it's a little but most of the times it always hits.
Well, it's almost great in this case that it was a little because he starts to go 25 years of Raw, Preacher
Yeah.
John Cena, and then Elias gets in the ring and shut
Yeah.
your damn mouth.
Perfect.
And the crowd was really into it.
Because you got this guy who's kind of like on your side of how you feel about Cena, but you still get the part you do like of Cena all in one, segment.
Yeah, no, these guys are good for each other.
Absolutely.
So,
I hope it's the start of something with
he
them.
calls
It'd
the
be very
people
cool.
of Brooklyn scumbags, which I enjoyed. Try to sneak attack Cena, and then Cena gets him with the shoulder tackles and his little spin around thing to the 5-knuckle shuffle. Goes for the AA, but Elias hits a huge low
Everyone
blow
screams 5-knuckle shuffle, by the way. They belted it. Very.
when he threw the hand up.
Yeah, they screamed it.
Yeah, I didn't fully notice that. That's
Yeah.
my dog again. He's going off right now. Let's see.
He's mad.
I feel like, there's a low blow, and then
Yeah.
something else happened,
He
right?
goes to.
he went and got his guitar.
Yeah, he goes to get him in the AA, and he rolls off his back, and I believe he low blows him, and
Huge low blow.
it sticks. Like he just waits there. He doesn't like just do it and get out of
Yeah,
the
it was
way.
a big one,
He
really
just
big one.
sits there with his arm underneath him for a while and lets John like fold over.
And then he goes and gets his guitar, and he wraps him on his back.
Yep.
The crowd is really into it. Yes, chant.
Yep. It's just one of those situations like you get the best of John Cena, but you don't get the part where
Well, Cena goes to get up, and Elias
Yeah.
hits his move. Sorry.
Yeah.
That-
No,
that's
yeah.
it. But
Well,
yes,
just-
you're right. Go on.
you get that, Cena gets to come out and gets to be Cena, and you look like he's about to do the Cena thing, but finally you don't have the Cena comes out on top, and you're kind of left
Right.
with I don't want to say a bad taste, because
No, I know what you mean.
but you know
It's
what
just,
I mean,
This
like
is more him putting people over.
yeah, and
like,
not
helping build
who
new
better
talent.
to do it. I prefer it to be someone like Elias. Like I said, if this is something that's going to happen, great. I will enjoy the Cena segment if that's what they're doing.
Absolutely. More APA office stuff.
Yep.
New Day's back there. Slater's been cheating the whole time.
They're putting pancakes in the middle, betting with them, just to give you a little bit more of,
great.
you know what I mean? Like it just mixing like we said, the funny, you know what I
Well,
mean?
then
Between
DiBiase-
APA and New Day and Heath Slater, and I believe who else is
DiBiase's still there.
Yeah, DiBiase's still there, and I feel like there was other people. Jeff Hardy is like still there, but he's just like hanging out, watching.
Well, DiBiase has a royal flush. He takes all the money and throws away the pancake. And Ron Simmons then hits him with the dam. So there you go.
And at one point, I think Natty was back there, and she won a hand.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm spaced on because there were so many of them.
Yeah, no, I think there were 3 total, and
Yeah.
let's see. I'll just go back to that one real quick to make sure.
And
that I don't say it wrong.
they had a segment earlier in the pre-show too, where they were telling, I can't remember what announcer or what interview person it was, but they told her to like protect the APA door, and people have to knock to come in. So there was like 3 or 4 different segments with them.
Yeah, that was when Natalia beat Heath Slater, and that was when I
That's
told
right, yeah,
Dana
yeah,
Brooke crunched the numbers and
Yep,
all that. So,
that's right.
anyways, moving on from this
Sorry.
point, Mark Henry's back there, backstage, different part of backstage. Sorry, bumps into the Godfather. Godfather introduces Henry to a young woman.
Very.
That's for you to decide, I guess. Godfather says Henry used to be sexual chocolate. Henry says he's changed, but Godfather has stayed the same. Henry then reintroduced himself to the woman, and Godfather says that it's his wife. Godfather says, like you said, we've all grown up. Oh, WWE.
And Godfather's music hits, and that's that.
That's right.
That's good
He
stuff.
says he doesn't pimp no hoe, no mo. But yeah, I think that was just the point. They were just trying to show we're progressive now.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Titus Worldwide versus Slater and Rhino. Nothing.
Nothing.
It was a no contest, right? Because it was all about the Dudleys coming out.
Yeah, basically, not much happened. There really wasn't much meat to it, and then the ref calls it because they get unruly and just basically are fighting each other, and then the fellas come out.
They do the what's up to Slater.
That they do.
We get the tables, and then they give.
I thought it
Slater
was
3
cool
game.
that like Rhino kind of like slightly, no, I don't want to say turned on Heath, but he's doing the whole making him stronger thing. So he pushes him in the ring for the Dudleys to beat him up.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be something coming from that, because that is the second time that's happened.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be more comical than it is drama.
No, right. I know. I'm just curious. Michael Cole calls this one of the oddest segments he's ever seen. That's also not only not true, but it's also an interesting choice of words.
Yeah.
This is where we go backstage with AJ. He asks Charlie basically to not leave, but he says like he's for the 25th anniversary of Raw, he's arranged for someone special, and motherfucking Mean Gene Okerlund.
Cool.
He does a little Hulk Hogan impression real quick and says, "Let me tell you something, Mean Gene." Says he always wanted to do that. Nice little
very cool
touch.
Right guy to do it too, just because it's he's on right now.
Yeah, definitely. He said that address Owens and Zayn. Says he's going to retain. Just short stuff, clearly just for the sake of getting the Mean Gene thing in there. But
for him to be involved with 25, I noticed certain select people from the other side got to be involved.
Yeah, no Bobby. I just realized that. That's kind of weird.
Yep, and that's because that was
not a Raw. It's not a Raw
championship. I will notice one thing that there's a lot of pictures and social media stuff going on, and AJ, Alexa, Charlotte, and Roman were the people involved with all this stuff. And I don't know. It's
not going to be Brock.
No. I didn't want Brock. I was just saying. It's like, leave out Bobby. Why Roman and not Bobby? But,
Why Roman and not Bobby?
Yeah, I know why, but...
Come on, buddy. So, DX Reunion is next. They do more photos from the past, including Punk. They stay on the one of Punk in the pipe bomb for a hot minute.
A lot of people were...
Quick sidestep. That was the other big story from last week. CM Punk is getting given another shot at UFC. Made official by Dana White. No opponent announced yet, but it is happening.
And
Good
I'm
God,
pretty sure
Lord
though
have
this
mercy
is
on this
this
man's
is the
soul.
last I'm pretty sure he had a 2-fight situation, and then this is like the last shot type deal.
Well, it was that after his first fight, he pretty much was publicly.
Yeah.
Dana White was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that again."
But I know they originally
had
said it was a 2-fight
Yeah, originally
situation.
2-fight, and in general, when they look back on the last 2 years, the only pay-per-view that sold even close to the amount that Conor McGregor or Rousey sold without those two on the card was Punk's card, which for
Definitely
the record also had a Brock Lesnar fight on that show, because I watched.
Let's be real.
But
You know what I mean? If something happens, cool. But if not,
I think it all depends on his opponent. We can talk about that later, though. But we are just thought it was interesting they stayed on that picture in the montage. Back at the Manhattan Center. DX Reunion, you pretty much know how it's going to go. This is kind of another thing that they've done more times than you would have cared for them to have done in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
But it still was really great.
Very cool, especially
not
with
taking anything away from it, especially for where it wound up.
Oh yeah,
that's going. It was fucking great.
Yeah, that was the best part of it.
The part with the older guys coming out, really specifically the part with Michaels and H coming out, just didn't feel like, you know what I mean? Like, you've seen this.
Yeah,
shit.
it didn't feel special because if anything that happened on all of the 25, Raw 25 stuff, this is the most recent stuff to happen.
Well, not only you're right. That's another good.
You know what I mean? Like, we've seen this within the past couple years.
But yeah, like they were just a tag team 6 years ago. Anyways, it's just them two at first.
I guess it's more of a situation where
old.
They are the only ones besides Taker that actually were there for the most part.
No, they should come out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the whole
but I know
lights out, glow stick, all that. It just feels played out. I've seen it so many times. So, they do some jokey promo stuff. Michael says a plug about the network and thought that was funny. He tries to recount a couple stories, and Triple H keeps cutting him off, saying we can't tell those stories now. HBK makes a joke that he used to be the boss of the group, but Triple H is the boss of everything now. Just a couple cheesy but funny things. And then Triple H takes over real quick and hits him with his better promo stuff, but the stuff he kind of always does. Are you ready? And this is where it started 25 years ago and all that. Did whatever they wanted, said what they wanted. I'm just trying to remember who came out first. He asked, "Are they ready?"
Yeah, and they said that they didn't come alone.
Oh, New Age Outlaws came out first. Really great. Road Dogg was on one.
Took a break from writing questionable wrestling.
His questionable SmackDown booking to come through Raw and do a great little promo. X-Pac then gets individually introduced next. Really good timing between Road Dogg and X-Pac's entrance music. I know that's a stupid specific, but it's something that the last couple of years WWE messes up pretty often.
Yeah, it's just too
and
quick.
These two guys are older and not there week to week, so good for them for nailing it. Whether it be production crew's credit or theirs or
whoever is in charge of that.
X-Pac is fucking lit, like alive when he comes out.
Yeah.
He gives a really quick, like short spiel, but it's actually really good. Like he says some shit like make some noise and cause some havoc or something like that. Remember, cause some trouble.
Something like that. I think he just kind of, especially coming back, and he's doing a lot more like indie stuff now. I think he's just kind of in that mode.
Well, yeah, and he does his podcast. He has good guests. He's
Exactly.
With the Bucks. You check that out too. But anyways, a 1, 2, 3 chant picks up. He really likes that. I could tell.
He looked like he might have gotten a little. I don't want to say emotional, but you could tell.
I thought it was a major, cool callback. I thought I would have if I was him.
Well, and every time they do a Raw 25 thing, the first video they show is that Razor 1, 2, 3
match. And on that good segue because next is motherfucking the bad guy.
In the
dyed
sickest,
eyebrows and all.
The sickest suit anyone's ever bought in their lives.
Yeah, dopest suit in the world, the most dyed eyebrows in the world. He comes out. He looks good for the way Scott Hall has looked in the past couple of years.
More specifically, both of them after they have brought them on television and not in their best
He looks
state.
sober because he didn't look good by any means. He looks very old.
But they have brought them on TV in the past couple of years. Him and Pac, and they weren't in their best state, but they both looked amazing compared to their past and what's been happening to them. So good for them, like really good for them. I know DDP had a lot to do with all that.
We get some, of course, that yoga stuff. We come back, we get a hey yo because I think they went to commercial real quick.
Yeah, they let the whole run over.
A lot of entrances.
Yeah.
Worth noting, other thing from last week that I wanted to address on, and obviously came to fruition this week. Kevin Nash reported on Twitter he couldn't make it, and so this was
knee surgery. Just would have been too.
He had knee surgery a while ago. It's just the flying with the weather.
Yeah, he's saying that it would just been torture on him to travel, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I know. All good. Really just missed out on what happened next. That's all. But anyways, Hall said he's been watching the Raw from both locations. I guess he just means he's been. He says this Raw 25 thing is just too sweet. That was the setup.
Yeah.
And then the Balor Club comes out. They are announced on the little nameplate as the Balor Club.
Yep.
I don't know if it was just for an old school feel.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was very cool.
And Carl wearing a Balor Club. The Balor Club Forever shirt. And I thought that was really cool. Yeah,
definitely really cool. I thought that I noticed.
Just because now they're starting to it's starting to be more of a thing, you know.
Right, they're wearing the stable shirt. It's not Finn.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like a Finn Balor Club shirt. It's a stable Balor Club shirt, and I popped for that because more so I'm just trying to cop that.
And also Carl's whole tights get up for the show looked awesome.
Yeah,
the white boots were fucking awesome. So Balor Club and DX are across the ring from each other. Triple H throws it up first, and Finn meets him after the Good Brothers shrug. They all come in. It's a big special moment, big too sweet between all of DX and the Click and Balor Club. Just really, really cool. Big round of applause.
Some real goosebumpy shit right there, man.
Then the Revival's music hit, which I thought was awesome.
I actually, I didn't expect that, and I popped pretty hard for that.
And then Mike Chioda got in the ring too in an old ref shirt. So I was like, holy shit! This
and then
is really
got the biggest chant of the entire Manhattan Center. He got his own chant, which I thought was sick.
Yeah, and the old ref shirt was one of the best parts. So, quick tag match between the club Balor Club and Revival. But really good.
Also,
see the boys get the win.
Yeah, there's like 40 people ringside at this point.
Yeah,
which is
everyone in the Click and DX are just there, so you know this shit's gonna be over.
They're bullshitting.
Gallows looked really strong in this match. In the small amount of time that it was, a lot of big boots and a roundhouse kick, and they won.
I love when he throws the roundhouse. He literally just clubs
I just love
them.
his kicks. Yeah, he's got great kicks. So they win, and the older guys come back in and celebrate. And then the older guys just take turns hitting their finishes on Scott Dawson. He's doing a really good job of falling back and bouncing off the second rope back into each move. Ramon hits him with the toothpick. X-Pac hits the X Factor, and it looks fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Looks really good. Road Dogg hits the shake, rattle, and roll. Sets him up for Billy Gunn to hit the Faymaster. Really organic.
My man. And let's just be real. This man looks pristine.
Yeah, Billy Gunn looks stacked. He's juicing for
Oh,
sure. But
man, I don't care. This man is. I was like,
nah, he looks
Billy
great.
Gunn can beat the shit out of anyone looking like that.
HBK hits Sweet Chin music. This is at this point it switched over
Also
to Dash Wilder.
perfect.
I just wish they got a better camera angle on the kick itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It went right into the pedigree, which of course Triple H kind of hesitated for to get the crowd. And then, sure enough, they all circle around the fallen Wilder, and they all tell Balor go up top, and he caps off the move segment with the coup de grace. So it was really cool. And as he hits it, right after he hits it and gets up, Billy Gunn picks up the mic and says, "If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Of course, suck it, but most notable part of the suck it was Balor hitting the crotch chop."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wow. Well, that was a special moment.
Yeah. Seriously, like, if anything, in the newer age of wrestling, meeting with my younger stuff, like, this is like dreams. Really, like, and you could tell. I mean, just Finn alone. This man has gone from a couple weeks ago getting to reunite with his just boys, and you can see how ecstatic this guy is to this, like, meeting.
I don't think he could have ever assumed when coming up with the Bullet Club theme and
that
using
this would be
and all that
happening.
this would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and more so WWE being so, like, just mash it, just let it go, like, and the way Triple H was talking, you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of insinuating that they're keeping the click thing alive with the way he was speaking. You know what I mean? It was just a very cool, like, underlying, like, statement and stuff. It was just, it's so cool.
Yeah, definitely. Let's finish this fucking show. I'm sorry. This is like this is dreadful at this point. I cannot believe we're still talking about this fucking show. And we're gonna get to it in a second as far as grading the show. But the last segment we just touched on was not only the high point of the show, but kind of the only thing keeping this whole fucking thing together.
The only thing that I really, besides Miz winning, because I just love
the
watching
Austin
Roman
segment to open it up.
I love watching
That's
Roman
pretty
lose,
much
but besides that, just ending
really
segment was
long,
all I needed.
Painful show.
Yep.
But anyways, this is the ending segment. Strowman, Kane, Lesnar, and I'm just gonna get to it. The roster's out there too. Of course, you know they want to.
They got to run
and all that.
Run security.
Braun comes out first, then Kane. They got everybody between them already, which I thought was cool. Then Heyman comes out, says "ladies and gentlemen" twice. I don't know if it was because he took a minute to come out or if he just wanted to hype the crowd.
Yeah.
Something I've noticed.
Never questioned.
He said his client isn't here for a nostalgia trip.
He killed it.
Yeah, he said title, and they've been saying title a lot on TV lately.
Yeah.
It's interesting. That was one of the red words from what I knew a couple months ago, but I guess that's come to change or whatever.
Yeah, maybe it's
that's the one that Braun got in a lot of trouble for saying last year. Remember when he came out on TV and said, "I want a shot at the title."
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, and also it might be a Heyman thing. Like, you're gonna tell him.
But no. They are saying title elsewhere
are they?
too.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, maybe. Yeah, maybe they're
Very
trying
strange.
It's the same thing.
Maybe they're just going more and they've been saying wrestling too. That's what they said about the Revival on Raw.
Yep.
Said these guys say they're professional wrestlers, not sports entertainers.
But also that,
that
also could be a thing with them because they are doing that, like, whole.
I know, but they weren't allowed to say.
Yeah, no,
that
trust me. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, Brock comes out. He comes running down the ramp and hits Strowman.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Strowman closed on Kane first in the ring, and then gets the outside. And Lesnar fucking decapitates Strowman.
Just destroys this man.
Then hits Kane with a huge F5, and he's screaming when he hits. I loved it because obviously that's a lot of weight.
I really wish. I mean, I love what's going on with him, but I wish he was on TV more. I fucking love Brock Lesnar, man.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing. Strowman gets in, avoids a German, sends Brock to the outside. Truly launches him into the barricade, tosses him like a rag doll, and then clears the table off, and almost in like the blink of an eye between clearing the table off and getting over to Brock, just truly gives him a running power slam.
Yep.
And while the table didn't break initially, it was almost cooler that way because it fucking looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
Lesnar's left laying on the table. Braun throws the arms up. And, yeah, all in all, as far as wrestling goes, not a huge... I mean, we only have 5 matches, and Titus Worldwide...
Wasn't
Heath Slater and Rhino, no contest, was one of them. Bray Wyatt destroying Matt Hardy real quick was one of the other ones. Club Squash and Revival was one of the other ones. I think the 8 women's tag match was the longest match other than the title match.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and those
I'd
were
say
the
this
only
Raw
two
would have
like
gotten
match
a 5
matches,
or 6.
if you want to call them that.
this Raw would have gotten a 5 or 6, and it finds itself more in the 6 or 7 range as a whole show, but only because that really special segment deserves about an 8 or 9 itself.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
you could have cut all of Raw and just shown me that segment.
You could have missed Raw this week. Really, is what's worth saying.
And that sucks for just more so being Raw 25. I feel like
not only Raw 25, it's the go home show for Rumble.
Yeah,
you know?
like you're about to go to one of your bigger pay-per-views next to Mania.
Absolutely.
And you got nothing going on. Like nothing.
SmackDown, even if they're still lacking in other parts, they're at least doing a good job lately of that, having a go-home show. And so moving on to that, this is the SmackDown go-home show for Sunday's Rumble. Obviously, like you had said earlier in the show, Styles, Zayn, Owens being booked a lot lately. Definitely becoming a lot, but or a little too often. But I think that's done on purpose, and I think they're doing a good job of riding the line. It's especially with the match that capped off this SmackDown, Zayn and Styles at the end.
And I'm not mad at it by any means because all of them are on fire.
No, but you're right. It's and when you see the same thing too many times, it's hard to enjoy. So,
but that's why I think you're right. Rumble. Something's going down, something's happening, and even if it's just as simple as Kevin and Sami win or something like that, that's insane. You have co-champion, like whatever happens, however that happens.
Maybe they each get a plate on the.
Oh, that'd be sick. That's cool. My personal opinion. They need to win because that would just be so wild.
I think they need to win because it's such a crazy idea that you don't propose it and then not do it.
Yeah. You don't have like this possibility of a co-champions and them of all people, but. I will say I feel like it would be a little rough Sammy's first title situation but whatever. I'm still into it and would love it, but it would be cool to see him get his own.
Owens hasn't held the WWE title himself yet. I think I'd fully agree with you if he had an individual run with that one. I know he did with the Universal, but I'm just saying and whatever. In the end it doesn't
either
matter.
way, who cares? Let them win.
I hope they win. Just really, like I said, to see what the hell that means. But they do kick off the show. Owens and Zayn, that is. Saying AJ's got no chance. AJ comes out, says he guess what? He does have a chance. He's matching their yeps with some nopes. And then they make the challenge to basically semi-logical or like witty attempt, I guess I should say. In a witty attempt, they're like, well, if you need to face us in singles matches, then why don't you just face us both individually tonight in two different matches? Daniel Bryan comes out trying to intervene, but Styles actually cuts him off. He actually says he might be in bed with Owens and Zayn, which I liked, but I just thought was an interesting comment.
And stops him from doing the same thing he's been doing past few weeks.
And
which
he says,
cool.
No matter what you were going to say, I accept the matches anyway. So, not too long enough at the same time, you know. So
no, exactly, and it wasn't too terribly long. And just in specifics, Kevin and Sami, just that segment alone, just destroyed. They're
the best. Really go check out that Jericho podcast with them. It's really good. I'm about to catch up on my mixed match challenge stuff.
Yeah, I need to too.
I'm following it on Facebook, so I get the notifications.
I saw pieces of stuff from last night, I believe. Wasn't last night? Yes, last night.
I know Finn and Sasha won the first week. And then Miz and Asuka won last night, second week.
I saw a clip of them throwing
next week has Alexa
kicks together.
And Braun. Yeah,
which
right.
Was
I saw
very
it too.
Cool. Yeah.
Next week has Alexa and Braun. I'd assume they're gonna win.
I saw a little thing with them too. How Alexa sent Braun out to like.
Yes, I saw that also. Braun Crush.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I like that aesthetic with him. It's cool.
So yeah, just quick sidestep to make sure that we're.
It's like an IV
keeping up with the mixed match
thing.
challenge. Yeah, Becky and Sami are doing some cool Twitter promotion for it, and Sami's cementing the fact that he is a total heel by saying basically one day, Becky, you'll realize you're being undervalued like I was, and that's fucking awesome. So, anyways, back to SmackDown. We go to Jey Uso versus Chad Gable. This match is awesome. Not a surprise,
Love
but
seeing
this match is really awesome.
These guys get singles.
Yeah,
spots.
I mean, just Chad Gable in any kind of singles contest, I'm on board.
Think this has anything to do with what happened?
Yeah, we can talk about that too.
Just.
I was gonna skip over that one. There's enough accusations. Let's talk about it. I think it's Jay, right? It was Jay. I believe it was this brother. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
The one competing, not
Jay. Yeah, Jay is the one competing. It's Jay and Chad.
But I'm saying I believe Jay is the one who got into
Is it?
trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part. Well,
So, anyways, what we're alluding to here is last week, again, in the dramatic week that it was, Jey Uso got a DUI. WWE did have some kind of post. Basically, he's accountable for himself. But it did, from my more intensive read over of it, it did seem like it was a situation where, like, he had, like, a couple beers and then drove.
yeah,
and, like,
it wasn't like, yeah.
Like, he technically had alcohol in his system, but he wasn't under... You know what I mean? I sound like I'm defending that now.
Yeah,
I'm not.
no.
I'm just making.
It was a situation where he probably went out to dinner and it was over the
Right.
legal limit. And it wasn't like he was out getting slammed.
I just feel like basically what I'm
and-
trying to say in a short way is if it was more serious than that, they would have handled it, and they
Yep.
didn't. Although, like you were initially asking, it could be right. Yeah, totally. He could have beat him. You know, I don't know. They do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I think last week they did a witty because we didn't report on it. It's worth noting now they did a witty. I don't know if it was on purpose or not. As the Usos went to say Uso Penitentiary, they got attacked.
Yeah.
By Gable and Benjamin last week.
And that's what I've
backstage.
been
And I just thought that was
noticing.
funny because it's a bad time to,
Yeah.
to reference yourself as a penitentiary after you've been.
And I've been
locked up,
noticing.
so.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, it looked like Gable and Benjamin are getting the better side of things right now. Crack it open, brother.
Gotta get that seltzer.
It looks like they are getting the better end of things, but it could be a factor. I'm expecting them to win, but not just because of that.
Sure as hell hope they win.
Yeah, I'm expecting
hell
them to
should
win,
win.
But even more so now, it might be an even.
Yeah, right. I
better-
get what you're saying. It could
Yeah.
it could be something that comes into play. I only hope not. Obviously, everyone deserves to be punished fairly and equally if you fucked up. But these guys are top of the world right now, other than Young Bucks, and I'd say like I've said before, they're slightly ahead of the Young Bucks. The Usos are the best tag team in the world, so I don't want to see them fall. Other than maybe giving the belts over to get them back, and all that stuff.
And right now, Gable and Benjamin, they're right now like I'd be okay with them dropping it for them to have it, just for them
Hell
to
yeah.
have it, because it's
Chad
good.
Gable is going to be a big part of this company's future.
Oh,
at least
man.
if they do it right.
More
in my
specifically,
opinion.
watch this match and tell me he's not.
Tell me not. But tell me not though. But
Tell me
but
not.
It really is. Really was a good match. There was an
Yep.
awesome dive to the outside from Uso.
It was like multiple dives, wasn't there? Like they kept
yeah,
going
but there
back
was
and
just
forth.
one
Yeah.
like a forearm to the outside where it was like, oh my god! Like
And he was
it looked like
selling.
Daniel
He was selling the
Bryan-esque.
shoulder real good.
Yeah, and Gable gets the win in this match with the rolling heel kick, and the rolling German
A
suplex.
rolling German to the bridge to
The
the
O'Connor
pin.
the O'Connor roll German. I love that move.
It's just so sick.
It's good. It's good that they're letting him do it as like a finish. Another high point of this match worth pointing. He went for the moonsault, landed right on his feet perfectly. Yeah,
And I
he's
think
great.
Jay went to do something up top too, and also jumped off and landed on his feet as well.
Yeah,
not
the
as,
2 out of 3
not as
falls match.
spectacular, but
Well, the 2 out of 3 falls match is that's where it's all getting saved for, and it's a Sunday, so we gotta be
Yep.
watching for that reason. I will be off from work. We're watch the pay-per-view live
all right.
and Takeover Philly too. I'll be home. So
Saturday, the night before, right?
yep, we will.
I'm off Saturday, so that's good. And Sunday,
You know
I
what?
Get off in
We'll
time.
do, we'll do probably like a later weekend show, and maybe we'll either review them in the upcoming weekend show or review them just early in the week next week. We'll decide.
Yes,
Depends on how juicy.
yeah. And if
they
it's
are
real
the
good, then
shows.
we'll just do a separate situation and
Yeah.
let the folks know.
Let them know. Public announcement. Anyways, so this went to Naomi and Liv Morgan. Wasn't a super memorable match. I've said before. I think Liv Morgan needs some work as far as like.
she definitely does. I like her.
She's athletic though. She's super athletic.
She can
and that's
do it.
good.
I think they just need to give her a little more something, a little more time, a little more attention.
Yeah, I'm like way more into Sarah Logan now as far
Really?
as that stage.
I mean that's good.
Yeah, they just needed to drop the cheesy Kentucky grass hopping moss. Like you don't need to do that.
I don't know. I
she's
have
cooler than that.
I have my reservations with her, but we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens,
We
especially
will
with
see.
her hubby or her boyfriend or someone in Ray Monroe coming over.
I also noticed that. Who knows? I was saw pictures of them without all their stuff on, and I didn't realize he's like a super like straight edge.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Guy.
You didn't realize? You didn't see the fucking poster board he has?
Well,
on?
no, because he always has the
I guess, yeah.
the gear on. So
he doesn't fuck around. I don't know if Hanson is too though.
Yeah, no, but I know Roe is like, definitely like I was like,
Serious
oh man, like
shit.
it's like true. I can't remember
Yep.
what it says, but it's like true to death or forever.
Yeah, it's
or
like same
this,
thing with that
yeah,
Matt Cross guy.
Yeah.
M Dog 20 or whatever.
Yeah,
Son of
I
Havoc.
didn't realize it, but that's really, really cool. It's not often you see people
Yeah, it's
from
like
like
I
a
think
realm
it's
that
a big
I
like drug-free
around.
commitment.
Yeah.
With the steroid thing. On that note, too, another quick side step: the new Being the Elite drug-free gimmick episodes are getting funny, so make sure you're checking those out. And the all-in promotion is getting so good, dude. The one at the end of the last episode where they were all in the basketball jerseys.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, they need to just do this for like 12 minutes. I will watch them stand in this room for 12 minutes and make these kinds of jokes.
Absolutely.
Especially Nick. I think Nick has become my favorite person in the Elite.
Yeah.
And Matt Jackson is my favorite, period. But
yeah.
Nick's like comedy is so like dry.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just over the top at the same time.
I think it really
Anyways, back to
connects
SmackDown.
with how much of assholes we are.
Yeah, that is what it is. He makes the asshole in me laugh, and I like that. He does something for my asshole. This women's match, I think it was another Rumble preview type situation because even though it was a singles, the welcoming committee, Becky Lynch, they were at the ramp. Just stuff really not worth super touching on. I'm sure you watched the show.
It's cool. It's just the mirroring things really gotta cut that back.
Yeah, and Charlotte at least somewhat did. Luckily, with coming out and cutting a promo.
Her between her, Becky, and Naomi, they really like saved because I liked the whole throwing people out and Becky being the one to do so.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's cool. I think that there might be a little play on eventually a Charlotte Becky clash.
Yeah,
knowing that how close they are inside and outside of.
Yeah, they've crushed it in the past, so that this being as much better as they are,
and
now,
like maybe a very Zayn type situation where she gets a little heelish, and that would be very cool. I would enjoy a heel Becky type situation.
Lynch. I don't feel the need for it, and I can't envision
I'm
it
not
because
saying,
of that. But I'm sure because she's a great performer, it would be great. And anything she chooses to do, be great. She's
and with Charlotte being able to do
fighter.
whatever.
Did you know that?
Yeah. It's like. I know his like handles like Cool Hand MMA or something like that.
Yeah, cool. Luke. His name's Luke.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, because she tags him in like everything.
Yeah, I just only started recently
stuff.
like paying more attention to that. And anyways, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Moving on, Nakamura and Baron Corbin on the note of MMA. This match was actually really good. For
another
shorter,
situation like gender where people are starting to step up their.
When you don't force them down our throats and put them in the right spot, it's a lot easier to watch this guy.
It's easier
Not
to watch
mention you can very easily boo him and cheer Nakamura in the situation.
Yeah.
Not to mention Nakamura hits his awesome rolling arm.
And you're supposed to, like if you put this on paper, that's how it's supposed to go.
I mean, legitimately too, because that guy's a Gold Glove boxer, and then the guy standing across the ring from him is a 3-1 professional MMA fighter.
Yep, and it's believable.
Fuck yeah, he would lock his arm up and roll him around on the ground. But anyways, this got even better. Let me just before we get to the little end of this match here. The deep six by Corbin was really good in this match, and a really big clothesline. Nakamura kicked out though, and as Nakamura went for the Kinshasa for the second time in the match, he didn't hit it the first time either. But I'm just saying with the second attempt, Randy Orton comes out of nowhere and drops both guys with RKO's. First Nakamura on the running from the Kinshasa, which was a super special one.
That one.
Good.
That
Then
was like an
ducks.
old school touch to when he used to just come out and get everyone with the out of nowhere thing.
Well, and it kind of explains him like I said, him being off TV. It's exactly what I heard. He was gonna be off TV until the week of the Rumble, and that's all they're gonna do with him in this case. Just show, hey, out of nowhere and all that. But he ducks Corbin's punch and hits it, and it was cool. And like I said, it really was like getting good actually at this point.
Well, yeah,
it wasn't the kind of situation that you'd normally expect where like, oh, thank God Orton came in and ended this shit. It was a good match.
Yeah, just pointing it out because it was a really extremely high point in the match for me. The end of days reversal to the armbar.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That rolling armbar. I couldn't remember it was out of the end of days.
Yeah, it was the end of days, and he like rolled around him, and it was just like,
that was good.
Wow, like I guess it's a situation where you're watching Corbin because he generally always smashes his moves pretty well. I'll give him that. Yeah,
because he's got some cool looking moves. Yeah,
for sure. But just how it worked out, it looked good.
Well, like I said, that's the real MMA-ness too. It's like whatever Asuka has going on too. The way she can just make it look effortless because they know what they're doing.
And hopefully it's I think if they gave him something a little better character-wise. Keep the moveset. He has a great moveset. Let him do his
JR
thing.
said it on Sam Roberts' podcast. Sorry to be dropping so many on this one, but it just keeps coming up.
Listen to
JR said it on
everybody.
Sam Roberts' podcast. We have yet to see the best of Shinsuke Nakamura in WWE. So we'll leave it there.
No.
The next match was Bobby Roode and the New Day going against Jinder Mahal, Rusev, and Aiden English. This is a cool.
I loved this.
The match itself was okay.
Yeah,
but
no, just
everything
New
before
Day
the match was
Rude
really
thing
good. New Day Bobby Roode in the beginning,
yeah.
doing a little glorious. Put the mic down and let the crowd just work the glorious chant. That was really good. Like the way that Bobby looked when Jinder's music hit. He's just doing all the right things.
Yeah,
he looks
he
good
like
US
as soon
champion.
as they were having fun doing the thing, and as soon as Jinder music hit, he immediately turned and just had that look like like he
Right.
and
right.
Also his gear. I noticed that at the same time. He was wearing the white. Oh man, he looked.
Yeah, he looked great.
And
he looked really,
the belt
and also
over
this
the
match was
robe,
clearly all about
everything.
him in that the heels worked most of the match, and then Rude got the hot tag, made his comeback, and he won with the DDT.
I noticed.
Right?
I think so.
He won. I know he won the match. I just can't remember how. I know.
No.
Oh no.
Xavier
Woods hit the elbow.
hit the elbow. And it was,
Yeah, right. But still, he was off his comeback.
Yeah, I did
No
notice.
DDT, but he did the
yeah.
spine buster and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, he did the spine buster, and then it set up Xavier for the elbow.
Right, Xavier did hit the DDT. I mean, the elbow for the one.
I did
It
notice-
actually didn't look that great, the elbow.
Yeah,
it was
it
one
was
of
a
his
little
not so
rough.
great ones. Yeah.
But they're kind of cutting the Rusev Day thing down a little bit. I don't know if it's just for this match or
We'll
it just
see.
didn't seem like they did. They didn't focus on
I
it.
said
this
that
match.
though. I said that to you a couple weeks ago. It's
Yeah.
not the kind of thing that you can expect week to week right now,
No,
if at all. Look at Fashion Files. It was hot.
Yeah.
It was hotter than hot, and now it's on WWE.com.
Yeah.
So
I was just making it a point to notice that. Like I noticed it. I was like, oh, they really didn't. They just came out, and I kind of liked it because I was like, oh, I don't have to. Not that sitting
Right.
through Aiden's thing is bad, but like you said,
no, I
yeah.
know, I know what you mean though. Absolutely. We'll see. We'll definitely see.
And I like how Jinder
Probably
came out
find more
first,
reason to have-
and then they came out. And I did enjoy that.
probably find more reason to have concern over it after Sunday
Yeah, we'll see.
or next Tuesday if they don't give it.
Maybe because they spent so much time with New Day and Rude, they were like, we can't do that.
Yeah, it wasn't the
And-
focus of the segment. And it could get stale 3 weeks in a row.
Yep.
You know.
And Rude's new U.S. champ. He needs to be the focus. He should
Yeah.
be the focus.
So we're getting to the end of this show. It's AJ versus Kevin first, and as Kevin and Sami are making their entrance, Shane comes out and announces that if Sami Zayn's involved, he will happily fire him on the spot, and vice versa for when they have their match. What are you sighing at, buddy?
Oh no, it was a kind of like a half sigh, but that sounded a little too dramatic. It was a half sigh, half yawn, but I did sigh. I don't know.
Oh.
They need it sounds a whole lot more dramatic than I was trying to be honest. But I don't know. I'm getting tired of the Shane has to come out every time they come out, and it's getting a little
and also
dry.
whenever he makes this point of, if you do this, then I'll just fire you.
Yeah,
you.
it's just-
like, well, then storyline wise, why don't you just fire them?
AJ, Kevin,
Like-
and Sammy are killing it, and I like everything that's going on. But right now, something's happening within the two stories that they need to separate.
Right.
And just
it'll get made.
yeah,
It'll get made. More
exactly.
clear come
It's
Sunday,
just
for
it's
sure.
getting a little, and it sucks because you got the three people that I'm paying attention to the most right now.
Yeah, well, and in
involved.
this case, it did. His involvement and the stipulation wound up really being a key part because right away, Styles starts beating the shit out of Kevin Owens. No one there to distract him and no one there to help Owens. And basically, after working his leg a whole lot, he quickly makes him tap to the calf crusher.
Yeah,
and,
I was pumped on this. I don't know, it felt
same. I thought
felt
that's
organic.
the right
It felt
thing
right.
to do.
And Kevin's just good at doing these types of things. Where
Well, not to mention, AJ refuses to break the hold after he
Yep.
taps, so he's
Nice
looking
little
really like
aggressive
and yeah.
but he did say, "As I'm gonna hurt you," like in the earlier segment. So
Well, Zayn said it first. He said, "We're
Yeah.
going to take your belt, and then we're going to hurt you." So this was like you if that's the way you're going to threaten me.
Yeah, then-
my self-defense would be 10
AJ
times
Styles
better.
coming in straight from Gainesville, Georgia, is not gonna take this.
So Zayn comes in and beats the fuck out of Styles, and their match hasn't even started.
That was very cool too, because I've seen a very aggressive, like striking Zayn where he's just throwing punches at him. He looked
angrier here and more aggressive here than before. So, and a good way to create the disadvantage for Styles going into the second
exactly.
match,
That's
other
what
than
we
the
thought.
fact that he just had a match. So, they still have a pretty good match. Styles is selling for Zayn like he's Brock Lesnar at this point.
Seriously,
In a good
man.
way, though. Like, he's getting flipped over the steps. His punches are
And
rattling around.
rightfully so, man. It's
Yeah, no,
time-
like I said, it's in a good
time.
way.
It's time for them to really let him shine, man. The guy is just I
Same as-
almost said phenomenal, but
Who,
different
AJ?
guy. No,
Oh, Sammy.
Sammy, man.
Yeah,
Like,
Sami
just-
Zayn's fantastic.
He's just so good.
Yeah, and there was a couple different things in this match that showed that. One in particular was in the corner towards the end of the match. He took like a headshot to the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
It's just the way he sold it. He like
Yep.
it was almost cartoon like, but in the right way.
He
Anyways,
has that like Michael's cell thing where he doesn't
Yeah.
overdo it. He
Yeah,
does
exactly.
it just right.
He's very. I've heard this before from other people. He's very Ricky Steamboat-esque.
Yeah.
So
There you go. That's a good one.
AJ fights back his way back into the match. He ends up hitting a big springboard forearm to the arena floor. But he just keeps taking over. Really great tornado DDT.
Oh yeah, that one was good.
From Sami Zayn.
He did that, and he did something else that I
He
think
tried
it was the
for
fisherman.
Haluva kick, and he actually got kicked by Styles, and that sell was really good. What else? AJ flipped Owens. Owens is ringside on a gurney
Yeah.
with the ambulance this whole
So
time.
sick.
AJ ran outside and flipped him off. Thought that was really good, but it explained why he was distracted. Because when he got back in the ring, Zayn not only hit a Haluva kick, but go fucking figure, hits a blue thunder bomb for a victory.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn won a match
Yep.
with the blue thunder bomb. I don't think
he
he's
hit
done that
such
yet.
a ridiculously good
Yeah,
Michinoku driver earlier.
Oh
in that
yeah,
match.
that's right.
That match. Oh man, he was on, and I'm pumped.
Yeah, Zayn was
how
crushing it, and his
they let
pin
him go.
on the blue thunder bomb was
Yeah.
great. He had his arm going down.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fucking fantastic, man. I'd say this show, especially as heavily revolved around this storyline as it was, this show easily is around 7 or 8, and again, individual
Absolutely.
segment's sake, it could be up to 9 or 10 with these.
And I'd
guys'
say just for
matches. They're having quality
progression
matches.
and being right before Rumble, I think they wrapped things up and did things well enough to where it should be on the higher side because they were the only show to do it this week.
Yep,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
It was a go home show.
Yep.
It was what you're supposed to have.
You
in your
know
go-home
what's
show.
you know what to be ready for on Rumble, whereas Raw gave you almost absolutely nothing. Now, I'm not trying to be that negative and
No, right, but
aggressive, but they didn't. And whereas
It was more of like purely a nostalgia based anniversary show.
I
than
guess
a
it's
go-home
kind
show.
of unlucky for them to have 25 the week before
It's unlucky,
Rumble.
but I feel like with the different
You could
roster,
have done
I'm
something.
not trying to
You got
be that
3
guy.
hours, man.
But with the 2002 to 2006 roster, they probably would have had a more entertaining show. That's really all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
With the same kind of hokey anniversary-ness to it. I don't think you don't do that. I just think you can do that and still have a better show.
Well, and I was because me and Sean are kind of like bickering about it a little bit, like, and I noticed like all of the people that would be involved in like this 25 are older, not around anymore, or kind of shunned from the company, and or some version of something.
That's what kind of was the only problem with the DX segment is it
Yeah.
still felt like, okay, we're gonna waste all this time focusing on these guys when
Yeah.
like there's a bunch of people backstage who I'd
Yeah.
rather watch. But I'm not even being that guy. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a
no, yeah.
special moment, and the show as a whole, it was what it was. Just for the sake of being critical, could have been better, and SmackDown was in fact better.
And just what happened, like with what happened, who was there and doing stuff, it just was great, and I'm pumped.
AJ's really keeping up with the fans like you in that he's releasing new gear pretty often. It's coming out in like light blue now.
Yeah, and like
he even tweeted and said
the
Rumble attire.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's
That's
what
what you
I
gotta
like.
do that.
When you
Yep.
give me specifics on, it's just like basketball or football when you get that like or hockey with the winter classic jerseys or the
Yeah,
basketball.
those new city jerseys.
Yeah,
in the
like
NBA
basketball,
are
the new
fucking
city
insane.
jerseys,
Yo,
like-
did you see the new Miami
Yo.
Heat jerseys? I don't even like the Heat alternatives, and those are fucking awesome.
Everyone's like, I mean, you know me. I think I sent you the Wizards ones.
Yeah, those are
Dude.
fucking insane. Yo,
Dude,
the
everyone's-
Raptors have an OVO
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Dude, like,
gotta
come
get
on,
that for
Yeah.
Tyler, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
Fucking
He'll
fire.
just
with
go,
those.
he'll just go scream Drake lyrics until he passes out.
But yeah, this was a productive, really good.
The past 2
of
weeks have
wrestling.
been insanely productive. Just 25 lost its way, and
And
understandable.
we're gonna do the same thing with this upcoming weekend. Kind of double up. Really quick touch on the NXTs and Ring of Honors from last week, which Ring of Honor specifically was fucking awesome these past 2 weeks.
It was.
They got a lot of good stuff going on over there. But like I said, we'll get to that this weekend. I'm just trying to think of anything else before we wrap up the show.
What else? I don't think of anything that happened. Oh, did you see the Orton stuff?
No, what about it?
I think it was like his wife kind of went off about him not getting like an invite or something to 25 or something like that. This is all speculation. I'm hearing hearsay from
Oh
like
no,
my,
I didn't hear that. But that is an interesting
like,
point to make, and I didn't think about that till just now.
But
Randy Orton wasn't on Raw 25. That is weird.
Because my roommate brought it up, and I was like, oh, maybe that was a thing. I haven't read anything specific, so I don't know. I'm just kind of talking out of talk to me. I guess she kind of had something to say about it. So
yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
But ultimately, he said he
anything about
wanted
it
to be
before.
off TV, and he's kind of open with not wanting to be. I don't want to say he doesn't want to be a part of the company, but you know what I mean. We've talked about this, where he wants to be a little less. Yeah, but he is
Randy Orton. That is weird.
But who knows?
I know what you're saying, though. Yeah, no, I definitely get what you're saying. Quick update, because it is seemingly an update on a storyline that people care enough about, or really just a story that people care enough about to keep it paying attention to. Paige seems optimistic. She says 2018 will be her year, co-signed and retweeted by JR and other wrestling affiliates. So I just feel like
hopefully
she's either totally content and happy with a non-wrestling position that she's adjusting into, or more than likely she can and still will be wrestling. They're just working towards when that's going to be, and hopefully it'll be WrestleMania.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a situation
Sunday
like Daniel Bryan or something like that, where they just can't, or like an Edge where you're basically forced to stop doing what you want to do. This is that'd be really fucking unfortunate.
And last thing before we go, we've skipped over 205 Live. Regardless of skipping the shows last week, we've skipped over them the last couple of times. We just genuinely forgotten. Especially with all the drama going on right now. No real reason to fully report. I know this past week, Mustafa Ali and Cedric were in the main event. I'm sure that was awesome. Once I get around to watching it.
Do we have any knowledge of what's going to happen Sunday?
Next week. That's what I was... Oh, no.
Yeah, we don't have any kind of... Yeah.
No, and I don't think it'll be handled Sunday. If anything,
really?
I think not with any kind of insensitivity towards the accusation, but I'm just saying, I think if anything, WWE as a company and from a booking standpoint, it's probably have a sigh of relief in regards to that, because they're like, okay, well, that's one less fucking title match we got to worry about.
True.
And not to mention what I'm actually getting at here, and the only reason to bring it up, they did announce, from what I heard on this past 205 Live, that Daniel Bryan opened the show, and I watched the announcement on Twitter. Next week on 205 Live, they'll be announcing a 205 Live GM.
Yeah,
so,
I heard like rumors of them wanting to do this.
Joe has a feeling Ricochet is heading there.
You think?
I don't think so. Joe seems to think so.
I think he would be. It would fit in perfect, but he's just too big for that. To be honest, I'll just be real.
I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I don't have any more of an opinion other than I just don't think that's going to happen. But I do think the GM thing is a good idea. And my point in answering your question is for that reason. If the GM's getting announced Tuesday, next week, I don't see why the title would get decided on Sunday.
Yeah.
But hey, if it does, it's good. It's bound to be between some talented guys in Cedric, Gulak.
I really hope it's just a Cedric
Mustafa,
Gulak smash off and Gulak,
I was hoping something I saw online from that really awesome Twitter, Total Divas Wrestling or whatever, the funny wrestling Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
They made a little promotion thing and said, this isn't real, but would be awesome. And it was a triple threat between Mustafa, Cedric, and Gulak. And that would be a fucking great...
Yep.
Dude, that's like on a total modernized cruiserweight level of things. Just wrestling dynamic before people fucking explode and say I'm being dramatic here. But you could have the same character dynamic that you do in like Rock, Taker, Kurt Angle triple threat.
Yeah.
Where you have two more major faces, and then you have this heel who can play the jokey stuff, but he still is a real threat. And
and style wise, you have a good blend of everything.
Everybody's because Mustafa and Cedric are even different in the ways that they're high flyers. So.
Exactly, and Gulak being more of a wrestler, but also still in that realm.
He could be telling both of them to get off the top rope,
Yeah, exactly. And unless with me, let the man.
Yeah, I love Gulak. Go. I really want to see
him get that belt. Let him do his thing. He's given you just pure gold out of what you've given him.
He's been posting some kind of background or backstage pictures of him at a podium. So who knows?
Did you see the tweet from Kevin Owens saying it was the oil tycoon? He goes, I was watching so and so walk through the airport with some oil tycoon, and I get on the plane and it's Drew Gulak in a cowboy hat.
And he said you should have kept it on, and he like retweeted and was like, I still have it on or something.
And then like he has a picture of some guy in the plane turning, and it's Gulak in a giant cowboy hat. It's just, this guy is great.
Yeah, he's excited. Philadelphian. He's excited. Go Birds.
Oh yeah, go Birds.
Yeah,
we don't mean that, but it's still funny to say.
Patriots are gonna.
Yeah, come on, man. Let's be real. Like
I don't think a backup quarterback beats Tom Brady. Yeah, whatever. We're not here to talk about that.
We're not here to. Talk
but I wanted to throw in there. Gulak's probably excited because he's from. Philly.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people I know that are like wrestlers, I guess.
Yeah, wrestlers. There are a lot.
There are a lot of Philly guys
sure.
just
or
pumped.
just have participated in the Philly scene or whatever.
Yeah. As
But
rightfully
yeah, that
so.
was.
There's a lot of indie stuff going on there.
Oh yeah, definitely. But that was the show. Like I said, we'll be back on the weekend, and we'll decide then if we're gonna do any kind of pay-per-view review then, or maybe more intensely we'll preview NXT Takeover.
Yeah,
and then probably hit it.
Honestly, I kind of forgot. I don't want to say I forgot, but like I forget that it's all so consecutive.
Oh yeah, this one's a good one. It's go figure. It's Philadelphia, and Gargano and Almas, and
that's
like
gonna be so good.
We'll extensely preview.
They've been touching a lot on his Los Ingobernables stuff on Twitter and stuff lately too. Just the involvement and stuff, and him in like pictures with him and like Naito and stuff. I think that's just so cool when you get good background stuff to stuff that you should know about. You should know how that started and came about, and this guy who's making his way up in the biggest company right now, like you should know his lineage, I suppose.
Yeah, no, definitely, it's important to know what's going on before they come up and come in. But as we've seen before with Zayn, or I guess maybe it's just the changing of times, but I was going to say, as we've seen before with Zayn and other guys who were more of the first to break the ground and stuff, they like to do things on their own terms.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. I do like that.
I just think
as
it's selective, and it's a mix of being selective and also, like I just said, the progression of the times, whereas they're realizing it's not so much competition anymore in terms of TV ratings as much as it is like, oh, okay, when these indies and other quote unquote wrestling or sports entertainment companies do well, so do we. As a whole,
and I don't mean you got to immediately like play on it. It doesn't have to be part of the character or anything, but just don't not
acknowledge.
Don't not say anything about it, because like especially with WWE and the network right now, they love that stuff. They love like they're doing a lot with Kevin and the all the 360 stuff, that like the one or the 24/7 like they did with Finn. Like I thought that was sick, and I know everything about not everything, but I'm very knowledgeable about him, and it was still cool to see background stuff on them. So guys like that really, it's nice.
That's another and a good way to end this show. Another little update from last week that I had forgotten about. A new table for 3 that was announced was Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, and Shane McMahon. Don't really know what Shane McMahon's doing there, but I'm sure he's going to have great contribution. But it's just something that Angle teased that they talk about. He said we even talk about our time at TNA.
Yeah,
so I really want to hear. Yeah, I really want to hear that.
Also, that stuff too. The next ride along is the Good Brothers and Finn with a AJ cutout in the back. So I saw a commercial for that. So that also that'll be exciting.
But that's about it, you guys. Thanks so much for listening. If you are,
absolutely.
Thank you even more if you're not. Good for you. But yeah, thank you so much, and we will talk to you again on the weekend. Everybody have a good, great, grand week.
A phenomenal week.
Oh, you bastard. Goodbye.
Goodbye.